Okay, I keep messing with Stream Deck, and normally I'll start with something already going, and some people don't like that. They want to see the whole process. So what I'm working on right now is doors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a quick box with exterior walls, and then hit escape to release that key. Come up here. I want to see if it starts with, yeah, it starts with 2x6 interior. That's kind of weird. So then I'm going to do a couple interior walls. Just, there we go. I keep hitting spacebar. You'll see that symbol right there. That's out of habit from SketchUp. So, doors. So you can either come up here and find the door, and we're going to do a hinge door. We'll double click that real quick, and then we'll double click the exterior door, and this will open up all this stuff, and you'll be able to see your defaults. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you something that came to my mind earlier today, and I thought I need to make a video about it. So when you click on door, you see how my cursor goes away and I've got this targeted all the way across the screen, crosshairs? That means that I can place a door. So I'm going to place a door right here. And then it stays active. So it's like, wow, okay, so now I'll just place a bunch of doors. And I'll drag that one over there. And we'll do one over here. It's kind of cool, right? But what if you wanted to just do one? You have to hit the escape key, right? And now you're back to being the cursor. So in the Stream Deck, I made a button so that if you aren't setting a whole bunch of these, then it'll do, this is my shortcut for the hinge door 777. Because I'm never going to have to remember HD or DH or whatever. It's not, I don't know. I don't need to know this. Because when I push, let's see, where am I at here? Oh, let me just go back to here. When I push, oh, and while we're here, let's delete all these. We don't need these. I made the mistake of building it in a spot that I don't need to have that level of, I guess you call it granularity. So when I need these doors, I just click on here and see it's 777, and then I have that set up here too. So door, where's hinged? Here's hinged 777. I just numbered all these, and that's how they came out with that number. It can be whatever you want. These shortcut keys can be whatever you want, but I went with 3-digit characters. Some of them are numbers, and then some of them are going to be letters. Like if I just did the number 3 for the break wall tool or break tool, then I can't use any other 3 anywhere. So my break tool is 333. And then I can use 331, I can use 301, I can use 37, whatever. So it just gives you more options, right? All right, so anyways, you got all these doors, and they're your default door, 3068 right-hand swing. So, so what I did, let me go back to this and go to there. So this is something that Larry Belk started, was we got talking about making specific profiles for chief architect walls, foundation, elevation, whatever. And they'll start like on page 1. So the walls, all the wall tools will go right here. He's got these all done already. I'm late to the game. And then we're going to do doors here and windows here. And this button here jumps me back to that chief page on page 2. And that's just profile. You come over here and you say switch profile. And when you, let's just do one so you can see it. Switch profile. It tells you where do you want to go, which is nice because now I've got a 32 button one right here. I have a 15 button one, but it's not connected. or I've got the iPads. And so I'm on the current iPad, and then I want to go back to Chief, or I can go to actually any profile. But right now, why I have this Chief Page 2 button is so that I can quickly jump back and forth to go grab those that I built in the wrong spot. I grab it, I go Control Copy or Command Copy, and then I go over to the iPad and I tap that button, and it takes me over to Doors Page 2 right there. And then this takes me back. So this was the page I had them on. And so I got them all copied. So really, technically, I don't need that button anymore. So I'm going to go back to Doors Page 2, and I'm going to delete this. I don't need it. So in the flow of things, you're going to probably be working in Chief. And Chief, I got to clean all this up. All these doors have to go over there. And, wow, I shouldn't have deleted that button. So anyways, I want my Chief folder to be the main things like walls. And I click on that, and it takes me to the wall page or the wall profile, and then whatever page. Foundation, roof, all those parts. I want to be able to just one button go. And it's sort of like when you go to start work, like I can read the internet, I can check the weather. These are all the things, but I don't put any specific, like I don't put a bunch of tools for Chief in here or tools for SketchUp or tools for whatever. These are your general, like if I hear a weird boat going through the sound and it's blasting its horn 5 times, I can click on here, take me to a website. I'll be able to see what the ship is, that kind of thing. Or a low flying aircraft, something cool. That's when I start work. And so when I push Chief, it opens up Chief Architect, and I have that set up to where when Chief Architect opens, this Chief menu starts right here. And this is exactly what you see on the screen is exactly what's on my iPad. So while we were doing this, now that backstory is done, I came up with this idea to do this. What if I was able to drop a bunch of doors in different places, but I had these buttons that modified the door? And the way you do that is I got a 3.0 door here, and let's say they want that to be a little bigger. It's going to be a 42-inch door, and it's going to be an 8-foot tall door. Well, what happens is it's going to go in, and it's going to put in system text for open object. And once it opens that dialog menu, then it's going to go tab, 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 and then it's going to generate this text, 42. Then it's going to go another tab. I don't know why the letter T is there. Then it's going to do 96, and then it's going to hit carriage return. So let's watch this in action. I'm going to move this out of the way, because you won't see anything. When I push the button, that software doesn't replicate. But all you do is you click to highlight that door, and I'm going to tap on the 3680, and boom, boom, boom. And now look, that door just became a 3680. Now, I don't know if I want to get so precise that I go, oh, I want that to be a left-hand swing. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. And so I'm gonna market or advertise for the Alaskan Sun on Chief Talk. I've always seen door and window openings with the number and then superscript and the number and superscript. And so you pronounce it 3680. And Chief doesn't do that natively. So he wrote me a script, and I think Renee Rabbit also has a really good looking one. And then the door swing is always, as I was taught, you put your spine against the hinge side, and whichever one of your arms swings with the door, that's the side. So if your back was up against this, your right arm would be in the swing. So this is a right-hand door. And how you get that is there is a macro that's built into the system called hinge side. And I guess I can show you that just so that if you want to go this way, you go into label. So there's the superscript opening. That's from Alaskan Sun. He's up in Alaska. Go figure. That's obvious, right? Okay, so, and then this one here is built into Chief. This is hinge side. I don't even remember if it's something you can clip from here. I just remember reading it as one of the options when you do a object properties on a door. And so I just remember it. And I put it in. It's in my template. It's one time. And now all doors do this. Now this is a schedule thing. Sometimes I do this, but if it's getting in the way and it's kind of goofy, then I don't do this. I don't show these. I just go with this because when I'm framing, I don't need to see DO3 and then I got to go find a table or a schedule and go, what's DO3? I'd rather see it like this, with or without the box around it. That's totally a preference that you get to do. But I'm going to change all the sizes of these doors by pressing a button. So you highlight it, and now I'm going to make this a 2.0 door. Boom. I don't know if it did it. Maybe, let me check my button. Let me see. Maybe my button doesn't have the right size in it. It says 24. Okay, so let's figure out why that didn't work. I'm going to go click on here. I click the 2080. Wow, why is that not doing it? I'm going to click this one, the 2668. Oh, I know why. Because I left the... Oh, okay, so here you go. Here's what's going on. When you go in and open up a dialog window, it's going to open to the last thing you opened because in preferences, that's what I chose. Because if I'm doing a lot of work in one area or another, I need it to come right back to the place where I was working. It saves me an extra little few seconds. So I'm going to go to General, and then I'm going to hit OK. And now when I push my button, what was it, 2080? I want to push that. Now it's going to open up in the General tab, and it's going to do everything correct. That's what it is. So there's little things like that that I don't know how to design the logic to make sure it doesn't mess up. But here you go. I'm just tapping. Let me see. I'll tap 2268. Boom. And this one will be, well, and it's funny is on my buttons, I don't have a, let's see if I can show you. I don't have a 3.0 because that's my default. So I just assume that if all of a sudden I need a 3.0, I just drop a door. Where's my, let's go there. So 2.0, 2.2, 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, 2.10, 3.0's default, it'll drop it in. Larry said he sees some 42-inch doors, and then when you get to 48 and above, sometimes they're double. They might be a full 3.0 and then like a little side door, a little mini door. Or they might be, giant big, like French-style doors. So I thought that was cool, and I thought I'd share it because Larry and I are going to explore this. And the other thing we want to be able to go to the user library just in case. Now, I'm trying to come up with why I would, why I would want this. Because if I'm going to the user library, I usually get just one thing, bring it over, and then I carry on. But if I'm doing a lot of text, instead of having to navigate to find it or whatever, let's say I'm doing plain text, and this is all kind of plain text that I've created. I want to be able to have a shortcut hotkey button for everything I make. So they need to modify their database to where when my whatever it is I'm doing, as I highlight it and I want to send it to library, right there, if I click that little books with the plus symbol, it's going to immediately show up down here and it'll be called whatever, notes, block, something. But I would rather click that, and instead of it just going there and it's not even named, I want to click it and it opens up a dialog window where I can name it, because all mine have a space in front of them to get them to the top of the list. I want to be able to name it, and then I want to give it a hotkey. And so right there, I can type in a hotkey, and then if it's conflicted, it'll pop up and say, hey, that you already used that hotkey. That kind of thing. So I would love that. I would even love if this thing kind of had a way of telling me, here's the range of things. Well, no, never mind. That's going to be too much work. But anyways, let's have hotkeys for this. And there was something else. I can't remember what Larry was talking about. He uses a lot of, like, he makes custom windows and saves them in, oh, that's it, Windows. So this doesn't work with Windows. The tab feature does. Like if we were experimenting with this, all you can shortcut key are these windows right here in this child drop-down menu. So you can get a bay, box, bow, or a standard. So if your default is, I mean, I don't know, whatever my default is, and then I'll hit escape to get out of that. We came up with a tool, if I can find it. I'm looking. Let's see, where was I at? Yeah, here we go. I didn't name these, so I'm kind of hosed. So, system text, open object, spacebar. Oh yeah, so this is the one that changes your windows. And part of the problem we ran into was, this is, when you double click it, this is probably your default. So what it's going to do is this key is going to open this up, and it's going to go down and pick a window. And I think it's a slider. So what I'm going to do is change this. I'm going to change this right now to 36 by 60. And we'll call it a single hung. Go, okay. So there it is. We'll double click it, and yeah, this is the problem we had. It starts counting, so the number of tabs I do starts counting from here, and tabs, tab, 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 and it ended up being something I didn't want. But if it said default, you're fine. So if you drop your default window in here, and then we're going to go hit that button and see what it does. So you highlight the window, you tap the button. Look at that, it changed it to a 5030 left sliding. And I just touched one button to make that happen. What was this other button do? I got another button just sitting over here. Let me see what it does. I don't even know. Let's just see. Oh, it might not be done. It's stuck. Yeah, so that one's not done. I probably copied and pasted it and started editing and didn't finish it. But let's see what happens if I take the default, because its list, check this out, its list starts up here. So it's actually starting 2 above. So it might actually go, it might go actually to double casement. We'll see. So we highlight the window, we push the button. It does a certain, yeah, look, double casement. So we were thinking, make your default some kind of fixed glass so you're near the top. And we'll do fixed glass, just something standard. And even the height, we'll leave it as the lower ceiling, even though like Larry does a lot of really tall ceilings. So we're going to make that fixed glass, and then I'm going to hit this, where's that little wrench with the plus? Boom, now it's my default. So now, let's see what happens. It should do a double casement. I should be able to drop another window, hit escape, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to edit. Let's say they like a lot of left sliders. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to add 2 more tabs. So you go hotkey and hotkey. And you just do down arrow and down arrow. Go up. It's automatically saved. Now we can check it out. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click the window button. Boom. Let's see what it does. I'm kind of curious. Left sliding. So you go. So what I was going to do in my in my line of thinking, I was going to create a bunch of buttons, like one that would say 6036 LS, and then another one would say 7050 LS. And so I could fill an entire page of windows with the different specific window types that we use where I'm at. And then all I got to do is come in and drop the default. And then I come up here to the buttons and I pick whatever window I need, click a window and go, oh yeah, they want a big window right here. Or that's a door actually. They pick up this and they want something. You just look on your screen, your Stream Deck, and you just pick the window you want and it resizes everything to what you want. One button. So I'm telling you, I mean, yeah, keyboard shortcuts are cool and they will get you a long ways because, like the wise man Dan Bowman says, everybody has a keyboard. You don't have to spend any money. You've already got it. And that's cool. I'm trying to take this a little farther because I like technology. And on the iPad, you can buy the mobile Stream Deck for a lifetime license of $49. So that's pretty good because if you buy a physical Stream Deck, they're like $250 for the big, maybe it's $299. I don't remember, for the 32 button. And they're cool and everything, and they have tactile. You can feel the buttons, so you kind of know where you are without looking at it. But if you have an iPad Pro and you go split screen, you can have 128 buttons on one screen. So I don't know how many of you have time to mess around and play with that, but I like, I honestly, I feel fast when I'm able to just start doing something and I immediately have my hand right next to the 32 button one and I'll copy and paste in place. I'll push that button and then I'll do center, and all of a sudden I'll be able to take this, and so there's two copies of it sitting on top of each other. And when I push the center button, I just bring my cursor over till it gives me the center mark, and boom, that thing jumps. Or if I'll do copy and reflect about, and it does that. So I use the copy in place a lot. There's so many tools. And then you're not just stuck with Chief either. I've got it all loaded up for SketchUp, which is a lot more easy on the keyboard shortcuts. They don't have as many. Chief has like over 1,000. And I use it for everything. I mean, it goes and organizes things. Or you set up files you always want to find, one push and you're in that folder. Or if you want to, like Larry does in the morning, he has one button that opens Chief, opens the browser to his website, opens his email. And if it was me, I'd also open up Apple Music or Spotify. Just, that's what I do. But there you go. So Stream Deck it's awesome. This is the mobile Chief version. And here you go. There's a 32 deck. I'm actually building something out here right now on page 6. So here's my Chief on page 1, like I was saying. Paste and hold is awesome. That helps me align things. Something that drives me crazy is when I'm in layout and I'm going from sheet to sheet, since it's a PDF. Something I learned a long time ago from DS Hall in one of his videos, I think. You grab your layout from whatever layer. Say you sent the foundation to layout. Well, grab that and then go to the next sheet and paste and hold position. Go to the next sheet, paste and hold position. And do that through all your sheets that have plan views. And then you go into each one of those one at a time and you select the saved plan view that you want to show. And what it does is it just all of a sudden shows a whole different saved plan view. So your foundation, then you see your, like up here, crawl space, you'd have a floor framing, and then you'd have wall framing, and then wall plan, and all that stuff. But they're all perfectly aligned on top of each other. So when you flip through the PDF and you click the next page, nothing moves. The corners of the buildings are pinned. They're just, it looks professional. It's like building slides in the Army. If you make slides that you jump people all over the place, it just looks like you just hacked it together because you're a cowboy. Nothing wrong with Cowboys. They don't do PowerPoint. But this is the chief layout. It's got 2 pages, so and I'm actually going to change that right now later on. I don't want page 2 to be chief. I want a whole different profile. I want all kinds of custom profiles, so I can just really quickly click on something and it takes me to the because I got a lot of chief that I need to have. Even opening up the hotkeys, make one of those. Make a shortcut for opening up text macro management. This is AutoCAD. I'm not carrying on that subscription because right before the lockdown with the COVID and all that stuff, it was pretty cheap. It was 3 years for about $800. Now it's 1 year for $800. So no, sorry guys, can't hang. This is just like cruising the internet, checking stuff out. This is productivity. I'm pushing the button at the top. Like I just pushed number 5. Number 6 is where I told you I was working. 7 is SketchUp. I wish SketchUp had better icons, but they're hard to find online. Nobody's built them, and I don't have the time to build everything because it'd have to be like on a vacation or something. And then 8 is random utilities and stuff. So I think I beat this dead horse enough. Poor horse. So I'm going to stop now.